everybody. Welcome back to the Come Off Conqueror Show. I'm your host, Bonnie, and this week's Monday meditation is going to be a little bit different. I'm actually going to show you 5 different breath work or breathing techniques that I've learned over the years that I like to use when I'm having anxiety attacks or panic attacks or just feeling like, oh, mom, I need to take a minute and just take a little bit of a breath. Because sometimes when we're so tense, we forget to breathe. We hold in our breath, and our brains really need that oxygen to survive and need that oxygen to calm down that limbic system. So, I'm going to show you 5 different techniques today. And well, really kind of 6 because one of them has 2 different versions of it. So, the very first one I want to show you is nose breathing. And this is also called Nadi Shodhana. And hopefully I said that right. It's a Sanskrit word, and it is a really fun technique that involves breathing in one side of your nose and breathing out the other side. So we're going to use our fingers to help us. So let me demonstrate how it works, and then we'll do 5 rounds of it together. So you hold with your thumb, you close the right side of your nostril, and you're going to breathe in the left side. Then you hold it for a second while you switch, and you breathe out, you plug with your ring finger your left side of the nostril and you breathe out that right side. So you want to breathe in for a count of 3, hold for a count of 2, breathe out with the other side for a count of 5. So it's like 3, 2, 5 is the idea. So let's try that 5 times. I'm going to just give you the counts for the first 2 or 3 of those, and then I'll join you for the last few. Okay. So with your thumb, press and close that right nostril. Breathe in, 2, 3, hold 2, breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in, 2, 3, hold and switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in, 2, 3, hold 2, 3, 4, 5. Very good. How did that feel? Let's do a couple of them together, okay? What do you think? That one's kind of interesting. It really helps with that mindfulness piece because you have to focus on what you're doing when you switch back and forth. And so from a focusing standpoint, a mindfulness standpoint, this one's really great because you really can't focus on all the frenzy that's going on around you. You have to focus on what you're doing. The next one is belly breathing. And this one is probably the most popular technique that everyone uses. It's diaphragm breathing. You can breathe in and out of your nose or do it through your mouth. My kids like to imagine when they breathe in, the wave coming up, and when they breathe out, the wave retreats. So the idea is that you are inhaling and expanding your lungs and exhaling and letting it all out. So I'm going to do this kind of exaggerated so that you can see. And this one is probably the easiest for panic attacks because you don't really have to count. You just do it to what you feel is full to when you feel you're empty, full, empty. Okay, so last time. So how'd that go? That one's probably the easiest, right? Like you just have to concentrate on the breath and feeling and letting out. Now, my kid's favorite one is this one we call it the blowing out of the candles technique. And there's 2 different versions of that. The idea is that your fingers are your candles. You've got 5 of them. And as you inhale, you breathe in and then you exhale to blow out the candle. Okay. So let's do that together for each of these. It's really simple. Really simple. The other version is that you inhale and go up, exhale and come down, and it blows out the candle. Inhale and go up, exhale as you come down the other side, and you do that each time. Let's try that one. Pretty simple, which is probably why my kids like it because it's easy to remember, easy to do, and it's really easy. Okay, the last one is the psychological sigh. This one is kind of an interesting technique that I learned from Dr. Huberman because he interviewed Dr. Jack Feldman on his podcast. And you guys are probably pretty familiar with Dr. Huberman. He's amazing. He's got so many mental health and psychological informational videos and podcast episodes on mental health and things like that. He's just fantastic. I actually got to know him because of his ADHD videos. Dr. Feldman is like the grandfather and the expert of breathing, and his psychological sigh technique is really interesting. It does require you to be in the moment and to really focus on what you're doing. So, from a mindfulness um, state, it's really, really good for keeping you in the moment and helping you focus. And it also helps bring in a lot of that oxygen that our brain needs to calm down the limbic system. So the idea is you take a breath in, take another breath in, and then you let it out longer. So you breathe in. So breathe in for count of two. What do you think of that one? That one's kind of interesting. Okay, so this last one is called box breathing. And this one is super popular. A lot of people know this technique. It's actually probably my least favorite of them because I have a hard time holding my breath when I'm in a panic attack. But a lot of people love it because the holding part is what really helps them stay focused on what they're doing. So, from a mindfulness standpoint, the other thing is it gives them something to do with their hands, which can really help calm. And then, if you are drawing a box in the air, it helps with the EMDR and the eye movement, you know, processing technique. So, you can do it on your draw a box on your hand or draw a box in the air. But the idea is that inhale as you draw the box, one side of the box up for a count of four. Then you hold as you draw the top for a count of four. You exhale for a count of four as you draw the next line down. And then you hold for count of four as you close the box. And then you keep doing that until you feel yourself and your heart rate and your breathing start to slow and you start to feel more calm and regulated. So I'm going to give you kind of the instruction as we do it together, and then I'll join you for the last few. Okay. So inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. How was that for you? Box breathing is one of the most popular techniques. I have a hard time with breathing in. for enough counts and then holding. I don't know why I just have a harder time with that, but hopefully that was good for you. Let me know which of those techniques you like the most. I know one of my friends loves the box breathing. That is definitely her go-to. My kids love the candles. I personally really like the nose breathing, even though it's kind of weird and it looks really weird. It's not one I do with in public, right? And the belly breathing. When I am in public, I do the belly breathing. So let me know in the comments which ones you like the most. I hope that was helpful. And if you would like to do a meditation, I'll link to one down below that is super soothing and comforting so that you don't miss out on your Monday meditation. Check it out. Thanks everybody for joining me this week. I hope those were helpful. See you later. Have a great day.